Whispers in the dark, urban legends. They are the modern myths that haunt our collective imagination. Like folklore passed down for generations, they tap into our deepest fears and anxieties. They remind us that even in the age of information, some mysteries remain unsolved. The darkness whispers, and our minds conjure the unthinkable. These shadows of doubt and fear are the breeding ground for legends like that of the unknown. The shadow of the unknown. Across the country, whispers travel on the wind. They speak of the unknown, a chilling entity, a spectre of dread. Its origins are shrouded in mystery, its motives unclear. Some believe it to be a malevolent spirit, others a creature of unknown origin. Whatever it is, the unknown inspires terror in the hearts of those who dare to speak its name. The stories vary, but the core remains constant. Encounters with the unknown leave victims forever changed, if they return at all. Some disappear without a trace, their fates unknown. Others reappear forever scarred, their sanity hanging by a thread. Vanished without a trace. The history of the unknown is a tapestry woven from whispers and disappearances. One of the earliest recorded incidents dates back to 1927. A traveling salesman named Arthur Blake vanished from his motel room in rural Oklahoma. His belongings remained untouched, his car still parked outside. The only clue, a strange symbol etched into the bedside table. Similar cases surfaced over the decades. Hikers vanishing from national parks. Families disappearing from their homes, leaving behind half-eaten meals and untouched toys. Each disappearance, though separated by time and distance, shared an eerie connection. The symbol found at Arthur Blake's disappearance appearing again and again. Olivia's quest for truth. Olivia Pierce, a historian with a thirst for the unexplained, found herself drawn to these chilling tales. Her days were spent poring over ancient manuscripts, her nights filled with dreams of forgotten realms and hidden truths. Olivia was no stranger to dusty archives and forgotten lore. She had spent countless hours in the dim light of old libraries, her fingers tracing the spines of books that hadn't been touched in centuries. But the unknown presented a unique challenge. It was a puzzle with pieces scattered across time and space, a riddle wrapped in shadows and whispers. This wasn't just some forgotten footnote in history, it was a living, breathing mystery. The artifacts she uncovered seemed to pulse with a life of their own, the symbols glowing faintly in the dim light. A mystery that whispered of a darkness far older, far deeper than she could have imagined. The symbols spoke of ancient rituals and forgotten gods, of powers that had been buried for millennia. Olivia had always been fascinated by the stories of the unknown. The legends of lost civilizations and hidden knowledge called to her, promising secrets that could change everything. The disappearances, the eerie symbol, the whispers of something ancient and evil, it all captivated her. Each clue she uncovered only deepened the mystery, drawing her further into the darkness. Olivia, driven by a thirst for truth and a touch of reckless curiosity, decided to dedicate herself to uncovering the truth behind the unknown. She knew the path would be fraught with danger, but the promise of discovery was too great to resist. With determination in her heart and a flashlight in hand, she ventured into the unknown, ready to face whatever secrets it held. A historian's toolkit is essential for any deep investigation. It is a collection of tools, both tangible and intangible, that allows one to delve into the past and uncover hidden truths. Olivia's investigation began, as all good research does, with books. She spent countless hours in dimly lit libraries, surrounded by the scent of old paper and ink. She scoured ancient texts, poring over forgotten languages and cryptic symbols. Each page was a puzzle, each symbol a clue waiting to be deciphered. She sought out obscure folklore, hoping to find a connection, a thread that would lead her to the heart of the mystery. Folklore often holds the key to understanding the past, wrapped in stories and legends. She travelled to the sites of the disappearances, interviewing locals, collecting any scrap of information she could find. Each conversation added a piece to the puzzle, each note a step closer to the truth. Olivia wasn't just looking for answers, she was looking for patterns. She meticulously connected dots on a corkboard, analysing documents late into the night. She meticulously documented each case, logging the dates, the locations, the victims. Her notes were detailed, her observations precise, each entry a testament to her dedication. She even visited police stations, hoping to find old case files, anything that might shed light on the truth. The archives held secrets, and Olivia was determined to uncover them, no matter how deeply they were buried. Theories about the unknown abounded, each more unsettling than the last. Some whispered of ancient cults, performing unholy rituals to summon dark forces. Others spoke of extra-dimensional beings, slipping through cracks in reality. There were even murmurs of government conspiracies, secret experiments gone horribly wrong. Olivia listened to them all, carefully considering each possibility. She knew that the truth, if it existed at all, lay somewhere in the shadows between fact and fiction. Olivia cross-referenced her findings with historical events, astronomical charts, even meteorological data. She began to see connections, faint echoes of a pattern that had been hidden in plain sight for centuries. As Olivia delved deeper into her investigation, a chilling realization began to dawn on her. The disappearances weren't random, they followed a pattern, a cycle that repeated itself across time and geography. The locations of the disappearances weren't random either. They seemed to align with ancient ley lines, invisible pathways of energy that crisscrossed the globe. The symbol, too, held a deeper meaning. It appeared in ancient texts, often associated with tales of beings from beyond the stars. Olivia realized that she wasn't just dealing with a series of isolated incidents. She was dealing with something far older, far stranger, and far more dangerous than she could have ever imagined. Driven by her findings, Olivia decided to follow the trail of disappearances. She had spent countless hours poring over old case files, piecing together the puzzle that had eluded so many before her. It led her to a desolate stretch of highway in Nevada, a place where the veil between realities felt thin. The road stretched endlessly, flanked by barren landscapes that seemed to whisper secrets of their own. She checked into a rundown motel, the same one where a young couple had vanished a decade earlier. The neon sign flickered ominously, casting an eerie glow on the dilapidated exterior. The motel room was filled with an unsettling stillness. The air felt heavy, as if the walls themselves were holding their breath, waiting for something to happen. The air was thick with the weight of past horrors. Every piece of old furniture seemed to tell a story of despair and fear. As night fell, Olivia felt a growing sense of unease. The full moon cast long shadows, and the silence was punctuated by distant, unidentifiable sounds. The wind howled outside, rattling the windows, and the flickering neon sign cast eerie shadows that danced across the walls. It was as if the motel itself was alive, breathing and watching. Olivia tried to ignore the fear that gnawed at the edges of her mind. She reminded herself of her mission, the importance of uncovering the truth. She told herself it was just the isolation, the weight of her investigation. But the more she tried to rationalize, the more the feeling of dread grew. But deep down, she knew that something was wrong. The shadows seemed to move with a life of their own, and the air was charged with an unspoken threat. Olivia couldn't shake the feeling that she was not alone. Suddenly the temperature in the room plummeted. The air grew heavy, difficult to breathe. A low hum vibrated through the walls, growing louder with each passing second. The symbol, the one she had seen in all her research, materialized on the wall, glowing with an eerie, otherworldly light. Olivia's heart pounded in her chest. This was it, the moment of truth. The door creaked open slowly, as if an unseen hand was turning the handle. Olivia's breath caught in her throat. She was frozen in place, caught between the urge to run and the insatiable curiosity that had driven her here in the first place. A figure darkened the doorway, its form shifting and swirling in the shadows. Its eyes, 2 points of burning crimson, locked onto Olivia, pinning her in place. Olivia's mind screamed at her to run, to escape while she still could, but her body refused to obey. She was rooted to the spot, paralyzed by a fear so primal, so profound, that it transcended the physical world. The figure took a step forward, and a voice cold and ancient echoed through the room. "You should not have looked for me," it hissed. The figure lunged at Olivia, its form resolving into "to be continued."